Hello, hello, hello. What's good, everybody? It is Tuesday night, so it's time to get back into all things The Witcher. We are going to finish it up, button it up, talk about this series. Whew, I don't know. We were just talking backstage, and man, it almost seems like maybe they should have just ended this one like on episode 5 and maybe left. I said maybe left the cliffhanger of the ball. Like that would have been a big cliffhanger. We'd all wait to see what happened in the ball. And I don't know, maybe with all the magic, that's how Geralt would have got changed into the new Geralt. And I don't know. I think they just could have went about this a little bit better. But we're going to talk about it. You know, the one talking about it with us today is, of course, dying for the season to end. What's up, fandom? Just nailing it in a nutshell. What's good?
Man, like I said in a previous stream, why are we still here? Just to suffer.
Oh, losing them just like that. What's up, AK? House of Disappointed. What are we talking about today? How we doing?
Some bullshit. That's what we're talking about.
Oh man, we're gonna get into it. Oh man, I like The Witcher. I'm still a fan. I'm definitely here for it. I want to see what's gonna happen when they come back. But man, yeah, it was a rough ending. Not gonna lie, it was rough. But we're gonna talk about it. The Witcher season 3, episode 8, The Cost of Chaos, and the finale was the finale. I don't know. Did they button up all the questions you had for this one, fandom?
Did they?
I mean,
no, because the Wild Hunt. We saw the Wild Hunt like how many times this season? Like what? Once? They mentioned him. We saw them once. They mentioned them the second episode, or the following episode about it, because that old man saw him on top of Aretuza. And then when we finally get to Aretuza, nothing. So I'm like, well, what the hell was that even for? They hyped him up previous season, and like this whole season to me just felt like nothing but just setup. That's it. They're setting up for the next season 4 and 5. And honestly, the way how this season's received, if season 4 ain't good at this point, season 5 might just be the last season of The Witcher on Netflix.
I might even heard a rumor like they were just going to film both of them right back to back.
Yeah, that's what I heard. They're doing that season 4 and 5 back to back.
Right. So yeah, that'll be interesting, but I don't know. I mean, if they film it both, maybe they'll have to put it out. I mean, I don't know. I can't see filming it and not putting it out. But I don't know. We're gonna see what happens. It was I don't know. Were you left wanting? What questions did you have left at the end, AK?
Just why are we here? Why are all of these things happening? I'm not saying that the whole episode is bad per se. There are some different storylines in there that I did think were decently done. But the grand overall is just, like we still don't know what's going on with the Wild Hunt. We still don't know why this dude is seemingly entering a patrol ship or something or other with his daughter. I don't understand the things that are happening, and I'm not happy that the main star is not going to be back for the next season.
And I'm super glad I actually read that one spoiler. Like, it's the one spoiler I've pretty much had all season, but it pretty much was the only reason I know what happened to Ciri and how she got to where she was and why. Like, had I not read all that backstory, it would have just been like, for some reason, Ciri got zapped into the desert. Like, what?
Yeah, it was not executed to be shown correctly at all.
No, I had to read that back in the day it was the elves that did it, and this was a broken portal that sent people all over the plane to different places, and some of them were never heard from again, and this and that. And like, okay, like, how are we supposed to know any of this? Like, Ciri just got zapped somewhere for some reason. Like, what? I mean, just kind of like the same way, like, why when all the mages were handcuffed, like when there was only a handful of bad ones, why were all of them? Like even the ones that were not even on a sign were handcuffed. Like why? Like there's just a bunch of things that they just don't explain in this show that I really wish they would have.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jake says that's my biggest disappointment too. Yeah, travel is going to be everybody's biggest disappointment. But let's talk about this episode. We open with the sun beaming through the trees as Milva's out hunting the daily catch, and she tries to give it to Geralt to eat, but he refuses it. What's up, AK? Why is he so against healing when he knows he needs to go get Ciri?
I feel like he's having a bout of PTSD/depression, which. Given the shit that he was getting into to get in that bed, yeah, I could understand that. But I want to say it's maybe stubbornness. Maybe he's just relying on being able to bounce back, even from some of the harshest blows we've seen him take, and he didn't want to give in. And like, I'm not saying he's like trying to be extra manly or anything. He may just really think he doesn't need it. Like he's trying to have Yasker like lift him up and pull him out of bed already. Like, bro, you broke your back, sir.
Come on,
you need to heal. That freaking huge ass gash that was in his leg that they have to pour like a boiled wine or something on there. Where do you think you're going to fight who, young man?
Yeah, this made no sense to me. Like, he refused to eat, then heal, but then Yasker walks in and says, Ciri must be getting closer to Emir, and then all of a sudden he agrees to eat and let them help him. Like, you already knew, like, every second she got closer to him, like, literally nothing has changed but your attitude all of a sudden. Like, why, fandom? What's up? What was going on with the beginning of this?
It's like this is like the first time ever he's like lost a feat. And it's almost I felt like this, like even like some like in real world star players, it's like they've been good X amount of games, but once they lose that first ever game, like oh shit, what the hell is wrong with me?
Yeah, he had some Bruce Banner things going on for sure. He was very Hulk-like, like lost his first battle and then just didn't even want to come back, just all up in his feelings. But Yasker once again shows, as usual, he's down like 4 flat tires, but Milva called it straight. Like, so you're just both fucking lunatics. It's like, yeah, pretty much. I mean, you're catching up.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't like how the opening medallion turned to bugs and then dust and then to nothing and then just blew away in the wind. Like, just gave me like this eerie feeling like The Witcher may truly be over, which would be a bummer because while I'm not the biggest fan of the last couple episodes, I'm still a huge fan of this series overall.
Yeah.
What's that, fandom?
Repeat what you just said?
You know how, like, in the very beginning, they always show some little deal, like the very start of it, and this one was like the medallion, and then it just kind of turned to dust in the wind.
Yeah.
Almost like that's what's going to happen with the series, and I don't want that to happen.
More like
something else
Henry
they didn't
Cavill.
Explain.
That was, not the series. That was Henry Cavill going off.
He over here getting Thanos.
Yeah, let's do it. We then see Yennefer at a bar looking for any information on Ciri. Like, she knows she's still alive. She can feel it. And he asks, like, if she knows where Vilgefortz might be hiding her, and she thinks maybe where he was conducting those experiments. So she grabs the rest of her coven and heads up to Villapane to see if Ciri's there. And what they found wasn't nothing nice. But she, of course, isn't there. And like I said, what was there, that was just terrifying. Like, it was so much worse than what they thought. So they band together with Philippa, who was also there looking for Ciri, to reverse the spell on these poor girls and also agree to give them a proper burial. What's up, fandom? Are you carrying these dead girls that were just mutants all the way back to Aretusa?
I wouldn't personally carry them. I would put them in some type of like casket or something else, and I'm not gonna like actually just in case something might happen to me. But they're powerful witches though. But I would take them back to Aretusa.
I mean, you'd think maybe they'd be portaling through, but they were walking through the woods like they were going to walk back. I was like, then that's the other thing. What's going on? Like, how come sometimes they have to like run and walk back to places and other times they can just portal and jump through? Like, which is it?
I think they're playing that just hanging loose now with that. It's like how in Game of Thrones, it used to take like 4 or 5 episodes to get from Winterfell to King's Landing. Next thing we know, Littlefinger pulls up with his TARDIS in his back pocket and says, don't worry about days. Well, who has time to go through the Riverlands? No, here, jump in. And we're there in like 12 hours.
Oh, man. Yennefer says, then they fight after the burial. But when she said that, it like panned over to Tissaia, and it looked as if like all the fight had been drained from her. Like, no pun intended. She just looks over it. Like, were you already getting a bad feeling for Tissaia once you saw her here, fandom?
Well, when I saw Tissaia, I was like, "Oh shit, you're still alive."
Oh, so you thought she was her end was coming anyway?
Of course, like literally the last resort. I was like, okay, so I thought he was gonna end up dying or something in a wheelchair, but nah, she was still alive. Got the whole Palpatine treatment there.
Yeah, it aged her about 1,000 years.
It aged her face a little tiny tad bit. The greatest show was her hair color.
Yeah, that was the main thing. She's looking like Sindel.
Yeah, she totally turned into a freaking Targaryen. When I saw the hair, that's what I was like, okay, yeah, she definitely about to go
Fringilla and Francesca show back up in Nilfgaard to pitch the White Flame an idea, and Fringilla said that he's made his play, now we make ours. What play is she talking about, AK?
Oh, it almost like a mini coup, I think, because it seemed like she was trying to do some super back alley dealing, and eventually we see what that is coming to, and she wants to get back in his good graces so she can still again work in between lines to get that back alley thing that she's trying to do off the ground. I don't know that they should have presented it like they did with her though, but yeah.
What's up? Do you think it's something like that, fandom, or do you think like maybe she knows that he was going to try to front with the fake Siri, or do you think it's something else?
Nah, even I didn't know about the fake series shit until like near the end of the episode.
Oh, what? I called that last episode.
I was pissed off. We both came
up
the
with
reveal
that.
was that I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Turn the TV off. Then the next day I had to resume and like could finish watching the rest of the damn season.
Oh no
my
way.
God.
We totally called that. Yeah. As soon as I saw that hair, I was like, yeah, that's not
Like,
the
where's
real
the
one right
damn
there at all.
right there? Come on now.
That, and who's the one that actually came up with that plan? Because doesn't this dude know what his daughter looks like though?
I'm pretty sure he does. So he's just playing it so he can gain like more alliances. Like it was
so you think he knows and
he's
just playing along?
One more thing they didn't explain. I don't think he does know. I think that's why.
That's the gist I got. Yeah, I don't think
very
he knows.
end, he looked
like
over
literally this is like in season 1. They say like, oh, my parents just left me and went on that freaking boat trip to whatever. So I'm guessing he does know what his daughter looks like, and so he doesn't look like that far off from season 1.
Yeah, I don't know. That was years and years ago. I mean, she was a child. Like season 1, they were already dead. That's not like when they left. Like they had been gone. So she's grown up quite a lot, and I think that's the whole reason why she looked over, or why he looked over at Vilgefortz. Like, this is legit. This is her. And Vilgefortz gave that nod, like that's her. Let's go. And then he's like, all right, here's my daughter. Let's do this.
Okay, I was misremembering in my brain that because I thought he had seen her at some point in season 1. I think I was misremembering a scene.
Oh, they never ran into each other. But yeah. I mean, they didn't explain and kind of left for us.
Actually, point of contention. He burned all those pictures.
Yeah.
So doing that, I mean, that kind of actually makes me rethink what I just said, because those were some, decently up to date portraits that were done, and he burned them. So in this case here, he maybe did know that the fake Siri was coming in, so he's erasing all records of what she truly looks like.
Well, that's a point. I like that. I mean, if it was close enough, I mean, this series, I mean, she's a little blonde, blue-haired. I mean, she's close, depending on how great that portrait was of her. But yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I like that tie-in. Again,
he
just
looked
one more
over.
thing explained. Really?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
He looked over at what's the damn boy's name? Vilgefortz. Yeah, and maybe that wasn't him trying to affirm like this is her, but it seems like almost like a double check on the plan that they already had. They're billing it for everyone to believe this chick is Siri. So looks over to him. He thinks that the resemblance is close enough also, and so that completely seals it that they'll be able to fool whoever else they may need to fool with this.
Yeah, like I was just saying, like how good was it? Like Jake says, like it was a painting, not a Polaroid. But I mean, some of those paintings are pretty good. We saw the one of the king later was pretty much spot on.
Yeah, so. That's pretty. Yeah, those were pretty much like their photographs in that age.
So Emir decides to grant them their wish to go ahead and rule Sintra in his name, but says he will keep the Scoia'tael fighting for him. And Francesca says no and was disturbed by this. But this is all just like supposed to be a ruse. So why was she so caught up in her feelings about that? Like, I think she knew all along if she heard Emir agree to these terms that she was going to turn on Fringilla from the start. Like, you cannot trust this elf fandom. Like, what do you think? Was she going to turn on her from the front, or did she just figure that out later? Or like, if this was all supposed to be a ruse, why was she getting so caught up in her feelings about it?
Fringilla about the baby?
Francesca about Amir. Like Amir and Fringilla are lying to Amir just to try to take him out. Like none of this is all supposed to be a ruse. But then when Amir says, "I'll go ahead and grant you this, you can do it, but I'm going to keep the Scoia'tael fighting for me," then Francesca got all mad, like, "No, you can't do that. You're just going to send them to their death." And basically, he's like, "Nope, they go to me, and you get everybody else. That's the terms." And she's like, "Okay," but she was all up in her feelings about it. This is all supposed to be a lie in the first place. So the only reason she would get that caught up in her feelings is basically because she was planning on turning on Fringilla in the first place if this worked out.
Yeah.
I think I could see that. Because how big is that army that they have still? Aren't they down to just like a few hundred?
I want to say the same thing. Like almost every other episode, I'm like questioning, like what's like the number and size of this like elf army? Because every so often, I keep on saying that the numbers are dwelling and dwelling. They literally just came back from a freaking battle at Era 2, so.
Yeah. They had, I don't think that there's even that many left. So let's say, around 300 to go into these battles, maybe. If in the place that they're going, if I'm remembering it correctly, they could find enough room for those folks to hide. Amir doesn't know what the hell they look like. They don't have to stay in the armor, I'm sure, that is known for their people. Anything could happen to where they disappear. And he's talking about, well, if they won't follow me because they're still following you, then dismiss them. And then they're mine. So he's already given her all the ammo. And honestly, I feel like she should just go ahead and agree to those terms and then fuck off to where her and Francesca or the other words, where they're gonna go. Have those folks completely disappear and then blend into the city.
I just feel like Francesca is not the strongest in the old strategy department. Like,
she really. I mean, look at all her plans thus far. Everything fails.
She's just not great with the strategy. But who is usually is Dijkstra, who makes it back alive. But King Vizimir is none too pleased. He says an example must be made and orders Dijkstra to kill Philippa, his protege that had above all else just saved his life just days before. What's up, Phantom? Did you think he would go through with it? Do you think Dijkstra would kill Philippa?
Nah, because how would you end up killing her? Then X amount of episodes back, you allowed her to like whip you. Like, nah. Doubt it.
I forgot about their damn fetish moment.
Oh no, these two are tight in a special kind of way. I don't know. Did you think he was going to kill her, Phantom? I mean, AK?
Nah, no, not at all. I mean, for a half second, I thought maybe, but then I was like, yeah, no, that's just not going to happen. I mean, I will say though, the cover for what they did in place of that was pretty cleverly done.
Oh, absolutely. Like the way they played it, like at first it seemed like the king was going to kill him. So then when you think about it, like you think you're about to die, I'm guessing for him it became a lot easier to do the unthinkable to someone else. But even because we know he's tortured and done some bad things to people that might not have deserved it in the past. But I didn't realize until the second watch through that it was her lover that was eavesdropping and heard what the king was intending. And I was like, that's a pretty smart mage hooking up with somebody so close to the king. Like, she is definitely a better spy master than Dijkstra, I think.
Yeah, as soon as I saw her, especially, that's when I was like, oh, yeah, they about to not. She is not about to let her mistress get got at all. So she was doing the job well. That's exactly what she is there for.
Oh, Jake said he seemed like he wanted the elves more for scouts and soldiers. No, Francesca said so they can die for you. And he's like, no, they know the land so well. But
he's going to put them on the front lines,
exactly.
Purposely to make them die.
Absolutely. He was definitely putting them out for fodder. I don't hate Philippa or Dijkstra. I don't like them, but I was happy that he didn't betray her. I actually like their storyline. I kind of like what was going on.
Yeah.
From my understanding, like he's supposed to be like mega levels of Littlefinger, like intelligent. Like that's his big thing in the game or the books or something like that. Like he is so much smarter than everybody else. And the fact that he's like a regular man with no special powers, like his special power is that he's like light years smarter than everybody else. And I don't think they portrayed that in the show very well.
They did not. No, they did not.
So that's what we're done with. But back out in the woods, Geralt tries to ramp up his training, but is still in no shape to save Ciri. Like, the heart is willing, but the body is not yet able. Like, he's in a lose-lose situation. Like, what's he supposed to do here, fandom? Like, he needs to go get Ciri, but he can't move. What's this man supposed to do?
Get your ass up and go. Now, but jokes aside, except the healing, bro. Even with that healing, like AK mentioned earlier about the wound on his freaking leg, and then what was it, a hot oil, whatever? Man,
It hot something, and it didn't even work.
No, they need. But you're no good. You're no good to Ciri dead, and you can't stand up. Like old girl said 100 times this episode, you'd be dead right now. You're no good to anybody dead. You gotta wait and heal up. Like, just let her go. They're not gonna kill her. Like, they need her so she can rule. It's gonna be harder to undo some of the things the longer you wait. But you know what I mean. Like, again, you're no use to anybody dead, so you got to wait and heal up. Come on.
I have a solution. What he should have done was just sent the damn raven to Yennefer and said, hey boo, some things happened and I had to handle some other stuffs and now I'm broken. So can you come fix me so we can go get our kid, please?
Well, that's my other question. Triss is one, like, every mage has their special deals. Like, some are greater at portals, some are. Triss is supposed to be the greatest healer of all the mages. So why could Triss not heal him, but all of a sudden Yennefer came through and could?
Yo, I just thought of me about that.
Was it?
That convenient?
Right? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wait a minute. Triss is supposed to be the healer of all healers. She couldn't do it, but all of a sudden Yen comes through and like, flip, done. Wait a minute.
Triss couldn't give what Yennefer did. Yennefer did it with love. I'm totally bullshitting saying that. I'm just being stupid.
Oh no, come on.
Plot. That's why.
Yeah, that just took me out of it. I was like, come on, man, this is ridiculous. That made zero sense.
Like, aren't these are what are their people called? Are they dryads? I remember
Dryads, yeah.
And they are literally of the forest. Like, look at the freaking leader. She looks like a female Ent from the Lord of the Rings. How was their healing things, which is on like the highest level of heals in that universe?
That they did actually explain. They said their powers were mainly for humans. And their powers weren't going to really.
Yeah. That's
like,
right.
They actually said that in the show. Like, he's
that's
immune.
Right.
So that's why it wasn't working so good on him. He needed a mage to come in. But again, you had Triss. Triss couldn't do nothing, but Yennefer can. And Triss is the best.
Yeah.
Y'all, they messed that one up. Writers forgot about what they were writing about for a minute. But
this sounds familiar.
Yeah, Milva calls Jaskier out, saying he's only in it to milk one last song out of Geralt's death, and I loved his answer. Like, knowing that he would, of course, die for his family, and Geralt is like number one and first and foremost on that list. Like, that was amazing.
That's like, excuse me, bitch. Right, you did one song. You think I would do only one song? Don't insult my intelligence, peasant.
How'd you feel about that, fandom? I know you loved it.
Jaskier there. I was like, this guy here, he's gonna
come on, man.
Damn death.
Give my man his props.
God.
Come on, bro.
Oh my gosh. I've been like, get out of here.
That was a boss level retort. Come on, man.
Yeah, Jake, that's kind of the one little gift I gave him. Like, he had some time had gone by, so his body had healed a little bit more, and maybe like the waters and stuff that the dryads were doing had helped a little bit. But I mean, that's the only thing. Plot convenience. That's the only thing you can give it. But still, in the grand scheme of it, that made no sense.
None.
But Geralt and Milva have a conversation where she reminds him about a woman who that he cared for that he was forced to kill. And that was kind of a brutal callback. But I like the fact that they are bringing stuff from season one back in to kind of tie it in for the last full season. That was pretty brutal. Hearing Tessia admit that it was her idea to take the women's ability to bear children away just for a seat at the table, that was a ruthless scene. Like, they didn't need to do it for the magic. That was just Tessia, because every time a mage would get pregnant, they'd send her away. So Tessia just took that ability away from him. Like, that's brutal. Especially when we know how much Yennefer wanted to be.
I don't understand why you would not just turn Aretuza into like maybe a discount Hogwarts and have a damn nursery there. you have women there that have an affinity in their blood for magic.
And they're
You
getting
don't think their
pregnant by
kids
other
would
mages.
have them too?
They're
Exactly.
getting pregnant by other mages, so they're twice as strong. So now you got pure blood magic. Why would you be mad and send that away?
Why would you cut that out? And there's less and less and less of y'all, especially now after all these girls have been kidnapped, and you're turning half of them into eels every class. So why would you not want to encourage procreating with the mages? It just didn't make sense to me when I heard that. It kind of pissed me off.
Yeah, it really did. I didn't. Yeah, and that, like I said, that was just all around brutal. Man. Hearing that was her idea, like, oh my
brutal
God.
And cruel as fuck.
Yeah. But when Yennefer gave that heartfelt speech, telling Tissaia that it's time to stop feeling sorry for yourself, like, you're our mother, we need you. It just felt like something bad was coming. I was like, oh man, this is not going to end well. Like, did you know it was going to end the way it did, AK?
I had a feeling after that speech, because she also is another one of these tragic characters that was betrayed by love. So that tends to hit you really hard for just regular people. This woman's had like 3 lifetimes of random shit coming at her all the time. So this one kind of broke her. So yeah, as soon as her reaction, I think, to that talking to that Yennefer gave her is kind of what sealed it for me. That was absolutely this is probably the last time we're going to have a full conversation. So I'm saying goodbye to you, my daughter, and that's it.
People don't risk their lives for a king once they have a baby. Yeah, I don't know if it's quite like the. I think it's a little different. Like, they'd still be out here being taken care of. They get to watch them grow up for the most part. They get to come back and visit.
Exactly.
And it's not like the mages are out there with swords. Like, if they're battling, it's just using some magic and they get out, they portal to safety, whatever. I don't think it's the same situation. I think it'd be all right. And like I said, to have the double blood magic, I think would be the way to go. I would have liked to use the speech better if it would have worked. Yeah, that was brutal. Like I said, oh man, I don't know. I knew something was coming and it was heartfelt. You just knew something bad was about to happen. I like how she hit that pipe though one last time on the way out. Like, let me just go out in the right frame of mind. But did she really need to take it that far? Like, she felt like she had a debt to pay, but wouldn't it have been better served like by helping take out the one who caused all this? Don't kill yourself. Go help take out that bastard Vilgefortz.
Yeah, I was surprised she did it. I was like, come on now.
Right?
Do we know her to be stronger than this? Yes. But some wounds cut very deep. And not all of them are visible. And I think that's really just the frame of mind that she was in. I would have loved to see her take a different path. I think we all would have. But I get why they would have that happen to her character. You know, she's a very tragic character from the very beginning, honestly, once you look at her story in, you know, totality. And I think that it pained her to do it a little bit too, because, you know, like we've all noticed that relationship with her and Yen. That's essentially her daughter, just like Ciri is now Yennefer's. But there's really no one explanation that you could give for why it happened. I just understand the mindset that she was in.
Yeah, that's just brutal. Or at least, I mean, karma's sake then. If you're going to truly repay your debt, then turn yourself into one of those eels you turned all those other girls into and live in the waters to help generate more power needed to get Aretuza back up and running. Like, do something useful. Don't just do that. After this, Yen takes Tissa's advice and goes to see Geralt. And once there, he tells her it's actually his fault Ciri's been taken, not hers. He let Vilgefortz beat him. Excuse me, I don't think you let anything happen. That man whooped your ass from here. I mean, there was absolutely nothing he could have done about that. And he knows it too. So does Yen. Like, is that what she was talking about when she told him that there's some wounds that magic can't heal, fandom? Like, questioning if mentally he's really even up for this?
Of course. Every single damn time. Everyone got freaking moved in that place, and every character does. Like, I don't think there's like any character that doesn't have any wounds based on all their freaking past trauma. Even that new chick from Shang-Chi.
Oh, Milva?
Yeah. Where's the Dandelion? Keep on forgetting.
Is that her?
Yeah, that is her.
That played Shang-Chi's sister?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not notice that. Holy crap.
But yeah, when she's talking about there's some wounds magic can't heal, that's basically, I mean, is that just because he lost the fight, or was he talking about something else, AK?
Very well could have been the fight, and I don't think it was just the fight. There's a whole culmination of things going on in there. Like I said, I think he has very serious and severe PTSD at the moment. He's never had his ass handed to him like that before.
Yeah, that was very incredible. Huh? Do we all feel Vilgefortz is the big bad of the series? I mean, that's what they kind of tried to do.
I wouldn't go that far yet. Has he been clever playing the long game? Yeah, he gets the degree of Littlefinger. I'll pass along that. I'll even frame it for him. He can put it on the wall. But I wouldn't say he's like the mastermind or anything. Like I said last time, I think there's someone else that's bigger in the weeds, in the shadows, that we just haven't seen yet, and they're the ones that's empowering Vilgefortz to do all this stuff.
Something's going to happen because they're making, I mean, the White Flame was supposed to be this big bad, and they're just making him seem weaker and weaker, just like a regular everyday guy. Like, how does he even have so much power over all these people? Because he is not business as far as I can see it. I don't get it.
Yeah, we need like a backstory of how he became the White Flame, like actually see it. For us to have that fear in him again, because right now it's a difficult one.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
We've been seeing Geralt become more emotional throughout this journey, but this is the first time we actually see him drop a tear. That was kind of crazy. Yen asked, will this be the last time they ever see each other? What do you think, AK?
No, it can't be that. Their dynamic, I think, is a little too strong. And not saying that in a bad way, but there's no way that they could, like, quote unquote, quit each other at the moment. That's their family. Like Yen said, I think it was a really great line is, you and I now know what it is, what love is. We now know what that feels like, what it feels like when we get it, what it feels like when we lose it. And we will be the last two to fall, I fucking guarantee you. Yeah, and I don't think she's ever spoken anything more truer.
Here you go, Jake. This is where I had written down when I was talking about how Yen is, or how Triss is the best healer, and how did Yen do it. And the very next sentence is it just that more time has passed, so his body was easier to heal now? So we were on the same page. Back in Radovan, Dijkstra's getting drunk, trying to decide what to do about the impossible choices laid before him. Can he really kill the protege that, again, just saved his life this very week? Like, I don't know.
He's not going to kill his daughter. This whole story has been about daughters and their parents. And yes, I realize that's weird to say that dynamic with the freaking Dom and dominatrix things that they were doing. However, I mean, this one dude's this other guy over here is marrying his like fake daughter impersonator. So I wouldn't put it past him.
Well, out in the Great Hall, the king rejoices now that his brother has returned home safe, and he hugs him, but then halts the happy reunion to admire his own painting that he's just recently finished. Like, this just sums up the pompous nitwit in a nutshell. Like, a very arrogant and unworthy king, basically like most royals. Like, I kind of like how they did that scene. But we see,
I feel like nitwit is too light of a term for him. it's just he's absurd. He's absolutely absurd.
He's like most royals. But we see Prince Radovan truly does have feelings for Jaskier. Like, he even tells his brother the king as much. Like, he's willing to sell what he can just to help raise whatever funds Jaskier needs for his wars. So, is it true love, fandom?
Yeah, it's true love. Like, he literally is gonna give up his like prince title to be with this fucking bard of all people. You can get your own bar all across the
free Jaskier.
You want this one? Oh my gosh, this is true love after all.
Oh man, and now he doesn't have to give up anything because now he's king. So what's up? Is Jaskier's life might have gotten a whole lot better here if he makes it through.
No, I don't think Jaskier's about that life.
Really?
Yeah. If Geralt wasn't going on any more misadventures, maybe, but I feel like Geralt would have to retire after having trained Ciri up to take the mantle. I don't think he's going to leave any of them anytime soon.
Really? Speaking of helping in major ways, it looks like Philippa picked the right one, because not only did old girl let her know what the king had planned for her, but had this woman assassinate this very king when the time was right without hesitation. So
She did a smooth
Mm.
criminal. 1 minute, dude's admiring himself, and the next minute, there's a blade going through his throat.
Oh, just like a
and she just looked. Okay, make sure he dropped. Took the freaking murder weapon out of there. No evidence.
That was the same chick that she was sleeping with.
Yeah.
A few episodes back. I was like, oh shoot.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She picked the right one. She knew what she was doing. Like I said, she's a better spy master than Dexter. Like she has all her bases covered. Like he was stuck right here, and she's like, "Oh, I already planned for this, son."
He's like, "I don't have a plan for this." And my poor guy, Yasker's boo thing. Homie was about to sell his stuff. Like, yeah, his brother is the king and whatnot, but he wasn't trying to take nothing out of the royal treasury. He said, "Look, this shit in here is mine. Catalog that and get it to the market. Bring me back all of the funds. No, my brother's not gonna kill you. Just go on. I got that. You're fine."
So maybe he's already shown that he'll be a better king than his brother was. Yeah,
that's possible. I mean, I honestly think he has the better personality and the better outlook on treating people decently.
But again, that's kind of one more bummer of the show. If Dijkstra's really supposed to be like just mega level Littlefinger, and he's letting his protege outthink him and move him, then again, that's kind of a
hell yeah. Homie did not. He didn't think outside the box at all. He's like, okay, no, I can't kill her. So I know I'll kill myself. Dude, there's so many other avenues you could have taken.
I don't know. They did him a disservice. But Francesca's in the middle of making a terrible choice, and Fringilla comes up with the hard truth to snap her out of it. She should have known, though, that was a step too far. But why is Francesca blaming her for the lie? Like, what lie? She told Amir what he needed to do to keep the elves fighting, and it worked. Like, there's no lie about it. Like, I understand you're not thinking right now, and you're tripping, but Fringilla didn't lie. She actually just told you the truth. So why is she tripping so hard, Phantom?
Because it took this damn long for her to spill the damn beans.
I mean, it's a touchy subject, but I mean, come on.
Yeah, still, at least still give that information. Like, oh, by the way, I'm working with the person who X, Y, and Z.
What would that have changed, though?
It would
absolutely nothing. We would have still gotten up to this point.
Up in her field, she would have changed. She might not
at least
even
from the start. You would have said something instead of.
She wouldn't even went to Aretuza. She would have just came looking for his head right out of the gate. There would have been no going to Aretuza and doing this for him. Like they're basically the ones that did that.
So she still would have went to Aretuza, but like on the way there, because weren't they like about to be like an alliance of like I forgot what their plan was to be like.
Well, their plan was to go steal Ciri, and Ciri wasn't there. They want Ciri for themselves. But then now she's starting to feel like that whole thing's just a pipe dream and not going to work out. Like she said, like it's too dangerous. I don't even want to go to another plane. We don't know what's out there on another plane. Jilla's like, I'm done with this, and I'm ready to bounce. But back out in Redania, Philippa's her backup plan gets put into action, and she crowns Radovan the new king of Redania. And Dijkstra, however, does not look too happy. Like, you were talking real big not so long ago up there threatening his life. Now what you got to say? He's king now. It's like Dijkstra knows he's in a bad spot.
I think I don't think that this guy's going to be as controlled as they want him to be.
Oh, probably not. No, he's going to all of a sudden have some different things. He's like, I saw what you were doing with my brother, and we ain't playing that game. I already see you. So, yeah, he's going to be a problem. Absolutely. Man, I really have to go back and do a rewatch of the entire series because didn't Dara screw Ciri over? Like, what was he forgiving her for? Like, I mean, she did talk him into leaving Brooklyn in the first place with the fake Musak.
Yeah.
He ended up leaving her right away after that anyway. Like, then he turned spy for Dijkstra. Like, if anything, shouldn't it be her forgiving him? I didn't like that scene.
When you do go back, please let me know what you find.
Yeah, I'm just like...
Because, I questioned that, too.
As far as I know, you should be the one getting forgiven. You turned on her twice.
And then left.
Yeah. I don't know. And I mean, maybe and if you would have listened to her, you guys would have still been together. Like you had the Musik tied to a tree. Ciri said, kill him when she came and let you go, and you didn't want to do it. Like you're up here with Siskoya Tell, so obviously killing's not a problem. You're up here killing with your elven folk, but you couldn't do it to help her to keep you guys safe. I don't know. Oh, again,
if he would have stayed with her, he would have got some of the best training ever.
Right?
go into whatchamacallit with Siri and them.
Mm-hmm. One more.
Like you could be such a skilled fighter. I mean, and he's also an elf too, so you got some magic blood. Maybe you could have been in like the Witcher Light class up there training for some stuff.
He did save her life, but I mean, she saved his. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what he's forgiving her for. But yeah, he did save her life. I mean, fair play. Geralt makes a knockoff elixir and battles a couple dryads and does pretty well, but a quick arrow flown by his ear lets him know that he's still not in true fighting form. But he just can't wait any longer. He's off to find Ciri. Like, man,
You'd be dead.
You'd be dead now. Her favorite line. Well, we see Vilgefortz did make it out of the fire or out of the tower, but not before being brutally burned. And most mages glamour like grotesque scars like that to hide them. Why didn't he, fandom?
I'm surprised he didn't glamour his damn face, but I guess it's just to show, like, you know, what's the freaking word I'm looking for?
Is it just to show the audience that he didn't make it out unscathed?
I mean, just to show his appearance would have showed it.
Nah.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like most mages are all about their vanity, and most of them, like even Strigobort's, like we see he doesn't even have hands. Like his hands are a freaking magic.
I think
glamour.
I think he's pulling a Cersei. He's wearing it like a badge of honor. It's like, yeah, you damn right I got this scar. This is how much of a badass I was. They tried to get me and they failed.
What? This is a scar because you couldn't get a hold of a little girl. You tried to grab her and got.
They don't need, okay, but they not going to have those details. the small folk will not have those details. It don't matter. He looks scary and creepy and somewhat badassery with that scar.
That or the White Flame told him to. I was, oh, you failed. Don't glamour yourself. At least around his presence.
Well, we called another one. It was indeed a fake Ciri.
Boo.
Mir had it. It was Taryn. Did you think Vilgefortz put that spell back on her to make her think that she is the real Ciri fandom?
Or is that just another one? Or is that the same one?
No, that was Taryn.
That's the same one.
That's the same one? Then yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you think he just re-glamored her to make her think that she's the real Ciri again?
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing.
Or just told her play along or it's curtains for you? I guess he'd have to be glamored or she'd mess up. I mean, it is just kind of a little girl. Like, she would mess up if she wasn't glamored to believe it was real, I guess. I don't know. How you feel about that, AK?
I don't know. I think he did redo the spell that he had used or strengthened it or whatever. But it is possible that he didn't do that and maybe he threatened her in some way, shape, or form. And the nervousness, I think, you know, when she was looking up, she looks a little scared. And she speaks to me anyway. She spoke like she was trying to make herself remember the script that was given to her. So it could go either way.
So does this mean Anika and Otto were killed to retrieve this fake Ciri? Like, I don't see them just giving her up willingly.
Or they were paid.
No way Otto does it for money. No way. Not when Geralt asked him to keep her safe. And Geralt said,
wait, which one's Otto?
Otto's the werewolf, and Anika's the friend of his.
Yeah. Oh shit,
Geralt, Geralt left her with them and said, "Keep her safe," and they're like, "We will." No way these two took money.
They might be dead.
Like, wouldn't they have to be?
Or maybe they just lost whatever fight they were in, and now they're off somewhere glamored. Or high probability that they're dead.
Way Otto with any breath left in him.
Yeah, you're right.
That girl. So yeah, I was like, that's kind of a bummer. Something else they didn't talk about, but there's no way that they get her without that. So yeah, that was kind of ridiculous. So if all the White Flame wanted was to rule the continent, then having the fake Ciri will be enough. But if he's looking to like travel through portals, Vilgefortz is going to have some splaining to do. Like, I don't know what's going on with that, unless he is on it. Like he really does know this is the fake Ciri. But I don't know. Where you at on that, fandom? Does the White Flame know this is the fake Ciri or not?
I believe he does know. And Vilgefortz better hurry the fuck up.
And Geralt better hurry up.
No, Vilgefortz.
He better hurry up and get the real Siri.
Yeah. Before other people start to figure out that, wait a minute, this ain't the real Siri.
Well, now that they've shown this Siri, they're not going to be able. They'll just have to kill the real Siri or something, because now they've shown this is the Siri, the real Siri. I'm actually liking that more and more about burning those pictures to hide the fact that this is a fake Siri. But then again, why burn the pictures of the mom? Like they burned all the pictures. Why? It's like, why not just burn the pictures of Siri? They really need to explain some more of these things that they caught up in the show. Damn it.
Yeah, I think it would be just to get rid of even the thought of all those things. Like when Robert took over from the Mad King, every Targaryen, anything that could be found was tossed away or destroyed.
So we see the real Siri has been captured by some low-end criminals that have no idea who they're dealing with. Just as Siri and another capture are planning their escape, the gal that robbed Siri earlier breaks in with her band of Marielles and commence to whooping that ass. And then once done, it seems that they want to put Siri through a little initiation before they let her join their little gang. So, of course, Siri just gets it. I was like, or should I say Falca, passed with flying colors, because even the big boy was like, she is just toying with this man.
Right. She was like, I think every last one of them were surprised, because the minute it was noticed that she was highborn, I think everyone that was within earshot, especially the boy that was tied up with her, was basically like, okay, yeah, this I don't know how useful you would actually be, but for right now, I need you to help me go and get out of here. So here, grab these keys. I'm finna toss them over. Just take your cues from me or whatever. But then she gets handed that sword, and she gives that asshole the wet work. And I wasn't mad at it. I think this was one of the better scenes in the episode, and it worked out really cool. And I love, I think everyone's realization happened all at the same time. You see it when they pan the camera around, and then he says, "Yeah, holy shit! Wait, she's just playing with him. Nah, this little princess actually got some bite.
She knows what's up."
And she was. Dude, when they did, I think it was just before she killed him, and she turned her back and he tried to strike again. She immediately, without even turning around, instinctively put the sword up to block, and then turned around, and that was it. Masterfully done.
Yeah, that was an awesome scene. I did love that. Speaking of toying with him, Geralt decides it's time to test his reflexes and decides to flex on the entire battalion to practice up for his fight he's got coming ahead. Looks like Yennefer's healing worked, because my man was getting it. But while Geralt's taking care of one of the last soldiers, 3 more come charging at him, but they instantly get taken out by Milva, who seemingly has Legolas skills. She took out 3 with 1 shot. So we knew she was going to show up at some point to save the day, didn't we, fandom? If
of
not,
course. Talking about, I'm not going to leave this place. When you say I'm not going to leave this place, you're going to leave this place.
Mm-hmm.
And again, what would be the point of her if she didn't come in and do something like this? I like how Jaskier came in breathing all hard, like he did anything.
Like he did a whole.
Everybody's safe now. You don't calm down and take a seat. Get the hell back.
I have a question. Why is it in these types of arenas that there's always some group of guards that are on the sidelines for whatever reason, and they watch all of this shit go down and see how absolutely wrecked their brethren are getting, and then they still want to run up and join the fight? Dude, if y'all would have just left, nobody would have really known.
Yeah, but they could
why put your life on the line like that?
They could have been patrolling the outskirts and then heard everything going on and then just came running and just happened to be there that much too late. They were coming to fight for their brothers, but they were just a hair too late, and then they got shot up. Oh, but back in the bar, Missile thinks Ciri is feeling some kind of way because this is the first human life she's taken, but it isn't. So, I don't know. There is a change happening within her, for she is no longer Ciri, and with a tear streaming down her face, she says, "Call me Falca." Oh, what's going on with that? Is she going to be evil now, Phantom?
I don't think she's going to be evil. It's this next season is going to be her deciding, okay, is she going to be Ciri or she's going to be Falca? And if she's going to be Falca, let's see how that lifestyle is going to play out with her in the season. Okay, I can't be this Falca. But if Falca is ways of actually getting things done, yeah, she's Falca now. That and freaking Geralt and Yennefer ain't nowhere near her. She gotta disguise herself some way, somehow. So, got myself a name.
Good. My name is Falcon. You better recognize. I don't know. She's there's. I think I heard a rumor that they're talking about doing a spin-off series with the rats.
Oh
With that
my
little-
God,
A
no!
spin-off series with who?
with
The
that
crew
little
that we
crew
just saw
came in.
fighting.
Mhm.
For what?
Same way they did an origin story or something. I don't know, but yeah, I heard a rumor that they're doing a spin-off.
At
with
this
those.
point, just make another origin story season 2.
I mean, Origins was cool though, and it took place far removed in the timeline from that. I mean,
Also-
what would this show even be about? The misadventures of Ciri the Outlaw?
what was the point
No.
of that last scene in Blood Origins? We got that one elf who was able to travel through time, saw Ciri. Ciri looked towards his direction, he vanished. And we
Yeah.
didn't see him at all this damn
And
season.
They've made no reference to that. You know, all of the flashbacks we've seen from season 1. Yeah, they made absolutely no reference to this huge thing that they set up.
They dropped so many storylines that they didn't tie
So
up.
many.
Come on, what is going on? Can I get something else about the big hunt? Like, come on, the royal hunt is upon us. Yeah, there was a bunch of things. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, that'd be a cool little spin-off. I mean, like I said, I'm here for it. Let me see what you can do with it. But I don't know. But yeah, like Jake said, she relinquished her powers. So is she really is she just got the Witcher skills now, or did she really relinquish her powers, fandom?
That was not even answered either in this damn episode. Like, she just got free from her, Witcher, tactics and such. Fought, killed. They didn't see anything from her powers being used. So that question's going to be dragged on to next season. So I guess she's on the brink of death.
What do you think, AK? Does she still have her powers or not?
I think she does. I think this is very reminiscent of Yen when she lost her powers. So there's no way they could have Ciri continue in the series without any magic. That's like one of these staple parts of her storyline.
And I think she was just hallucinating in the desert. So all she did was say some
Exactly.
words. I don't really think that's a thing. Maybe, like you said, it's a Yennefer thing and it's a mind block. She thinks she gives away her powers, but when it comes down to it, she's in trouble. She's screaming all over it.
Yeah, she's low key like in an identity crisis right now, you know, and she's away from both of her parents. They're not there to try to help rein her in and get her back on the path. So until that happens, I think she's going to be spiraling even more so than we saw at the end here.
No problem. What's up, fandom? What do we think of this season and this finale and this season as a whole?
Season as a whole, damn shame there was only 2 good episodes. First episode and the Aerotus fight. Actually, no. There's 3 good ones. I like the first episode, the whole dinner thing. I actually did like it, and the whole fight. So I actually did like those 3 episodes at most. Those are the only 3 episodes I can actually remember. But what else? But as a whole,
what about the high kicking bards in the boat?
Get out of here! But this season's like my least favorite season of them all. Give it a 5 out of 10.
How about
I'm
you,
being
AK?
Yeah,
Generous.
it's about the same.
5 out of 10.
Whole season, I would say 5 out of 10. The episode, maybe a 4.5.
Maybe
That's
a
it.
3 because you didn't answer enough questions for me. But yeah, 5 out of 10, like half the episode. I'm with you. 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10. I mean, I didn't hate it. There is some hate out there for this season. And I get it. I mean, a lot of things are really stupid. Like Kahir walking up against the Spoya. You guys get out of here. I'll Jon Snow them. And walked up to Spoya Tell on foot when they're on horses. Like they wouldn't all just ride around and go get Ciri. Like, what was that?
Like, if I knew this season was like more of setup and not giving us answers, I probably would be like more prepared. But I was expecting so much based off that first episode.
Yeah, looks like Jake's with us. Absolutely. Yeah, just a couple things. Like there's just some really soft writing spots and things that made no sense and some too many plot lines just left way up in the air. But yeah, I don't know. There was when they did actually blow the budget and gave us the CGI and did it, like it was on point. I just wish they could have done it a little bit more and given us more. I don't know, maybe have a little bit more of The Witcher in a series called The Witcher.
The Witcher.
That would have been a thing. Maybe actually show us some Witcher.
And the whole damn episode on this girl in the desert hallucinating.
So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, had some problems. It was what it was. I don't know if the strike coming up, if they were forced, if they had to do some reshoots, or were like in a pinch and had to just force some things out. But yeah, definitely. As far as I'm concerned, it's the weakest season, but I'm still here for it next season, and bring it on, and let's see where they take it. So we got just a few trivia questions. See if you remember anything about this episode. Just a couple. If you know these answers, put them in the chat box. If you're watching later, put them in the comment section down below. Who did Yennefer meet with at the bar that told her Ciri was on her way to Nilfgaard?
No, the red-headed, bearded guy. I don't remember his name.
Who was the red-headed, bearded guy Yennefer met with at the bar that told her Ciri was on her way to Nilfgaard?
No clue.
Put that in the chat box if you know. Who did he say Ciri was also princess of, which would make him unwillingly have to fight for Nilfgaard?
Sentra?
Princess. Who did he say Ciri was also? Oh my God! It wasn't princess. I forgot that. Yeah, princess of Sentra, but it was also somebody else. We already know it's Sentra. She said something else, and will be these other two places. It wasn't Sentra.
I don't remember.
Like she said, she'll be princess of this place, which will make us fight for him. Like, you'll fight? Like, not willingly. So Jake knows that one.
I don't know, maybe somewhere in the south.
Yeah, he said a specific name. If you know that one, put it in the chat box. Milva said Yasker was only in it for one last song. Yasker replied, "Don't be silly. I'd get at least 3 more and maybe a what?"
A play.
Prologue?
Ooh, yeah, trickier than I thought. Nice. Incorrect. Milva said Yasker was only in it for one last song. Yasker replied, "Don't be silly. I'd get at least 3 more and maybe a what?"
A ballad?
Dramatic something or other.
Jake's pretty close. An epic poem would be exact, but yes, a poem. Well done. And last but not least, what territory was Ciri the Duchess of?
No clue.
What territory was Ciri the Duchess of? And once he goes in, will also be Rowan and Ilmak. Know that one, put it in the question. Yeah, kind of a tougher one, but yeah, we only had 4 on this one because we just kind of got through it. Oh, but that is going to do it for The Witcher. Yeah, like we said, I gave it about 50-50, 5 out of 10. Wasn't the greatest, but we're all here for the next season, and when they bring it out, we will be reviewing it. But that's going to do it for us. We have Only Murders in the Building coming up this Thursday, so I hope everybody's got that on deck, got it watched, and ready to go. We're going to be talking all things Murders in the Building. Hope everybody enjoyed this season.
When's Ahsoka?
What's that?
When's Ahsoka?
Ahsoka, I believe, comes out in 2 days, so probably next Tuesday is when we'll be reviewing Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be
Sounds
Only Murders.
right.
Yep, Only Murders in the Building on Thursday, Ahsoka Tuesday. So hope everybody is having an absolutely fantastic week, and it only gets better from here. Until we see you in the next one. Be easier.